Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner. On this episode, we're going to be talking about carrots. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different ways to cut them to make your meals more interesting. And keep in mind, the bigger you cut them, the longer it's going to take to cook. The smaller you cut them, the faster they're going to take to cook. So, what do we have? We have carrots. And I got my big chopping block here. Well, not big chopping block, but wide chopping block so I can show you. And then here's the good old carrots. If you can get your carrots from the farmer's market, that's good. If you can't, carrots are carrots. So we have some implements here. We have a knife. This is a nutmeg grater, and when I got this, it was pretty. It was like $4. Well, I got it cheap. These are kind of pricey, so look around. You know, prices of things have been going up and up and up, and so always keep your eyes out. This is just a regular grater. You got the coarse, bigger coarse, and then you got the smaller, and then you have the one in the middle. I have no idea what that's called. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to take the top. Let's just do one carrot at a time here. And I'll show you why I like the nutmeg grater. Take the top off, take the bottom off. That's the easiest part. Get your bucket. Let's peel this thing. Always want to peel the carrots. You can't just get it in a one long ribbon. And as we're peeling it, here's something else you can do for garnish, or if you want to make a salad this way. Put all that in there. If you want, you can take the vegetable peeler, peel down, peel. You just keep on peeling it around like you're peeling the skin off. And then what you can do with this, what's neat is if you just keep on doing this to the whole carrot, maybe 2 of them, this is a good way to make a salad, or you can actually take it and make, I know this isn't working, let's see, usually you do it like this. See, when I'm on camera then I can't do it, but you make a ribbon out of it, or you can use it for garnish. I know that was a really incredibly detailed thing, but you can take this and you can tie it in knots. You can, okay, put it this way. If you want to tie this around, let's say asparagus, you can tie it. There's lots of possibilities. I'm just here to give you ideas. So that's one way. So again, you can just take the whole thing and just peel it. Oh, this is good for sushi. This is, if you're gonna make sushi, this is a good size to put in sushi. So that's one way. This is going to be one interesting salad, by the way, for me. Okay, so traditional way to cut carrots is there. That's it. That's normally what people do. They just go up, 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 right, and it's done. Well, what we can do here is we can cut this in half, and then we have like little wedges, but we don't want to cut one of these at a time and do that. So what we want to do is cut this in half, like that. Cut it in half again. Now see how we have 2 halves? Lay those halves down, cut them in half again. See how it works? Turn them sideways. And now when we cut them up, we have a lot smaller pieces. See? Instead of cutting one at a time, you cut the whole thing. So here we have a whole bunch of little pieces. And keep in mind, so there's another type. Keep in mind when you're making a meal, or you want everything to have a consistent size. So, and this here, when it gets this small in here, that's okay to do that, like that. Because when it gets a little bit thicker, then you want to cut it in half. Now see, this is at a size where I don't want to cut it in half. I just cut it in half without doing it this way. So let's just cut this up. Okay, another thing is I like getting really thick carrots because you have more play with them. If you get the pencil thin carrots, then what ends up happening is they're really hard to work with. So I'm going to peel this one real quick here again, and then this will be a completely different way to cut it. Now if you want, you can keep the skins, this for soup, if you want. Okay, so what we're going to do now is this one's a little bit more trickier. We're going to want to take the knife, and remember, you got the thin part here, you got the thick part here, and you all want it to be even shape sizes. I mean, it doesn't have to be to a science where you're actually measuring it, but so what you're going to want to do is, and I know this is really hard on the let's see what's a better way to do that on the screen, but the carrot is straight, or if you're looking at it this way, straight, and you want to angle your knife. So angle it and cut right like that. So now we have like a, if you look at it, we have a, if I can show it to you on that. This is the hard part. Okay, that's not going to work. So just bear with me if you can tell what I'm doing, because I can't really see what I'm doing on the screen. But cut at an angle, straight. The carrot's straight. The knife's at an angle. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll the carrot until that cut mark is straight up and down. So that cut mark is facing the ceiling. Cut sideways again. Okay? Now roll the carrot till that cut mark is facing the ceiling again. Cut sideways again. Roll, cut, roll, cut, roll, cut, roll, cut. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see that the pieces are going to start getting bigger, and I'll show you how to deal with that. So keep on rolling and cutting. And if you're confused about this, what I say is start off with the carrot with a clean cut. I'll just start off here. A clean cut. Let's say this is the end of the small carrot, right? Like this. And put your knife so you would act like you cut the carrot in half. And then what you want to do is you want to angle. Don't cut in half. Just kind of like a clock, go and then cut. So maybe that can help you a little bit. So we're cutting at an angle, and then let's just do the rest of this. So we got some, okay, as you can see, we got a whole range of sizes here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're just going to cut those big pieces. Doesn't matter which way you cut them in half. And they'll still have that nice kind of shape. And until they almost all got the same, one committed suicide, generally the same shape. Because you want all this to cook the same way. So this is pretty well good. Now see, as you can see how, moving the carrots around. You got, these are small, these are a little bit bigger. So those are two ways. Again, I'm going to have a really interesting, this is all going to go in the freezer for soup or salads. Okay, the next carrot, let's take the top off, bottom off, peel. Now I don't think I'm going to use a whole carrot on this one. This is going to be, there's a lot you can do with a carrot. And you can drop a carrot too. And watch yourself with these vegetable peelers. I have taken off fingernails with that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this one in half. This is going to be used for one example, and this is going to be used for another example. So let's get our big, huge bowl, our nutmeg grater. Now what I like about the nutmeg grater is you can go back and forth, back and forth. Think of a carrot as a seasoning. This is something that you can grate over a salad. You can grate over your eggs if you want to, after the eggs are cooked. You can, and this is basically what you're looking at here, even though it is a carrot. Think seasoning. Think of anything you make that you think a carrot would go good with. You can go, oh, a cucumber salad with cucumber salad with raspberries. I was going to say raisins, but it came out raspberries. And just go back and forth. If you want to add this to oatmeal, you can. This is like, there's lots of possibilities here. And this is a way where it's a little bit finer and it gives you your daily fiber. That sounds like some sort of, if you combined it, the finer fiber wordplay there. So, and then this is a great way to add to, if you're going to make muffins. You can take one carrot, grate it up, and if you're going to make any kind of muffin that you think this will be really good in, this is, let's see, it's a little bit, gets in there, so we're going to put that over here. Now what we have is we have a really fine carrot that you can use in a salad or as on a topping. So that's another way. So that's grated carrot, and so you can get different. This is good for seasonings. This is good for the seasoning part. This is also, this coarseness is good for seasoning. This is if you want a little bit of a more coarse, depending on what you're using it for. So let's keep on going here. And that's also, get an apple, chop an apple in, some raisins, some honey, balsamic vinegar. You got a great salad, healthy salad. Okay, now we're going to take this one, and this is why you want a thick carrot. You don't want the thin end of the carrot like this, because this part gets really hard. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut this in half, and then we are going to clean that off. Take it, and we're going to cut it into strips. So like this, real thin. And then from those strips, we're going to cut other strips from that. So we're going to cut as thin as possible. This is called matchsticks. Now, see how they look like matchsticks? Now, that's one way. I'm going to try to... Okay, I'm running out of time here, but those are matchsticks. And let's do this again. Now, if you take those matchsticks and you chop them up, then you get even smaller squares. And when you go smaller squares like that, that even cooks a lot faster. So I am going to stop the video here and I'll be right back.